Hi, this is Bluetooth Khan with you. Today I'm with a topic of travel because I thought that most of you should be locked down in their homes. So you should be carving for some traveling. So I thought it's a good time that I should share one of my experience. The place, the name is written there, Madain Saleh. It's you can say that it's a place where if someone is able to visit, then he should try to it if he has gone in that area because there is one hadith of our prophet that because this is a place where a punishment of Allah has come to a nation. So there is there is one school of thought which says that we should not travel to this area, and even the Saudi Arab government they had restricted traveling to this area for quite a very long time, and this area was fully closed from all the sides. But recently, when I was there, they had started opening the area. So when I was passing by, so I thought that if I'm passing from here, then I should visit this area as well. So this is basically almost 2018. At that time, I was living alone, so I had traveled alone. This is very far area, very quiet, very peaceful, no much traffic, and sometimes you feel that you are feeling very kind of solitary in a very big place. I mean, there is huge rocks around you, and you are alone in between. So it gives you very, you can say that very much inner feeling about you that man should be thinking about himself that okay, what I am. And so let's not go in that detail. Let me take you to the area. This is from the main road. If you see behind these uh, small mountains, you will find that these mountains have specific shapes. The camera cannot do justice here because it's not easy for I did not have any good professional camera. I was just using my mobile camera, so you cannot just I cannot let you feel. I mean, you have to be there to feel this is very vast area and almost no human in the area, very few people. A car should cross you maybe after 15 or 20 minutes, and because when I was reaching this area, it was after Zohar. I mean, that day was going to be end sometime soon. So I was also a bit worried from inside that, I mean, this is an area where there is no help as well. I mean, it's very strange area that not a lot of people are there, not a lot of small settlements. No one was, I could not see any hotels or any thing. So I cannot describe very well in words, but the area was very solitary, and I was also alone. So it was alone versus alone. I mean, so it was giving a double kind of expression to the lonely feeling. So this is from the main road. This is where they tell you that okay, if you want to go to Madain Saleh, you can go on this side. So this is the road, single road. You need to go and come on the same road, and road is moving also, and you can see that. I will show you further now. In this video, you can see some of. If you can try to imagine all of these mountains, they give you a kind of feeling that someone has tried to build something on top of it. This feeling came to my mind. I mean, I am not a archaeologist, and I know that Saudi government has not done a lot of research in this area. But as we know that there was someone who used to live in this place, this area was mentioned in Quran as in 3 places at least. So like in Surah Araf and Surah Hud and Surah Hijr. This area is also called Al-Hijr. So basically this main area is called Al-Ula and is part of the whole Medina region, but it's a bit far from Medina. So this, as per Quran, this area, or as per the historic things also that we see, this area was the people of Thamud were living in this area, and the people of Thamud were used to carve their houses out of the mountains. Just like if some of you they have seen or they know the mountains of Petra in Jordan. These mountains are very similar to that. So here I have given some kind of small detail. Uh, this is the region. If you see, this is Saudi Arabia. This is Riyadh. This is Riyadh here. This is the Dammam. So here this is the Red Sea. This is Medina, and this is Al Ula region, and this is Madain Saleh, and Tabook is more north from here. The Petra of Jordan is in this direction, almost 500 kilometers from here. Medina is, I think, 230 or 235 kilometers. So it's halfway. If we go from Medina to Damascus, this was the main traveling road as well. The I will show that further that Usmani's people they had made a train, so I will show you that train as well. But this is the region, this is the area. I mean, if you see this area, you will feel that this area has something special in it. So someone was in front of me, so I was just following him as well. So again, if you see in these mountains, you will when you will be there, you will feel that these mountains have something in it. I mean, all these mountains they have something. They are not simple mountains. This is the most famous place. I will show you some more pictures of this. From this size of this, from the size of this jeep, you can imagine the size of this mountain. It's too huge size, and this is called Elephant Mountain because it's type of. I mean, it looks like an elephant from afar. If you see from afar, it's the trunk of the elephant and it's the body of the elephant. So, and this mountain is too huge, too big, and too mesmerizing. I mean, and again, I will say that you cannot feel. I mean, you cannot feel from this picture. This picture cannot do justice with this thing. There's another picture without the car. So you can see this. Now this is a kind of, I took a portrait kind of thing. Now you can see the mountains near to this are also look a bit carved. So I mean, no one knows up till now that these were carved by human. There was no need, maybe. Why should humans carve this mountain? But now this is, you can say, very clear picture. So we can see that there is something carved inside. People have written their names. This is very common culture everywhere. So you can see this mountain, beautiful. You see these holes. Maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe at some time in the past, maybe some people they try to live inside these as well, and they may have some ways to come up and down. They have some ropes or some ladders or So as per Quran, as we know that this area was um, the people of Thamud, they used to live in this area, and people of Thamud, Quran, because Quran don't tell us exactly when the things happen, but it's almost 800 years before Jesus Christ, 800 BC, almost 800 BC, that we heard something about the Samud in the old writings and old books, that some Samud people were living in this area. So Samud was, as per Quran, they were after Nuh, but they were before Hazrat Ibrahim. So somewhere between Nuh and Hazrat Ibrahim. So they also um used to live, the people of Samud, and the people of Samud used to carve their homes inside mountains. So they were very powerful people and very strong people. And as per, because Quran don't go in detail of each and everything, but what we heard is that maybe they were because they were very strong. So maybe they were, and this was a very known caravan route at that time as well. So maybe they were looting the people who were passing by, and they were not. They were doing corruption in the area. I mean, they were not allowing people to uh, pass by peacefully. So Allah sent a prophet, Hazrat Saleh. That's why this place is called Madain Saleh. Medina in Arabic means city. So Madain is the plural of Medina. Madain means cities. So as if you see this place, I mean, from where I turned towards this area, it was too far, and as I told you that even in the way, it looks that a lot of settlements were there. But this is my feeling. It may be wrong as well because I'm not an archaeologist. But the name Madain also refers that maybe they were not living uh, concentrated on a place. They were maybe in the whole area because the whole rock area has a lot of carvings. So maybe they were living in a very big area and they were carving the mountains and they used to live within those mountains. So, but when Allah sent them the messenger asked them to be like a obedient person and listen to what Allah has said and don't create mischief in the land. So, like most of the powerful people, I mean, they said that to Saleh that we don't believe in what you said. I mean, whatever you are saying, we don't believe in. So, if you are really sent from someone, then why don't you bring a punishment from Allah? So Saleh told him that no, it's not like this. I mean, I have to guide you. I mean, you should try to be a good person. Don't do bad things. So then they say that, and he told that I am just a warner from the Lord. The Lord has sent me as a warner. I mean, I just have to warn you. I can just tell you to do good, to be good. Now, doing good and being good is your own choice. I mean, Allah sent a warner. The warner warns you, but decision is on you. I mean, you want to be good or you don't want to be good. So they say that okay, there's a well also here, but it's not very clearly marked and it's not that much preserved. I was not able to find it. I mean, but it's called that this well was the well of water from where they get the water, and near the well there was one rock. So because all area is full of rocks, so what they say to Hazrat Saleh, that they say that okay, if you are really a messenger from Allah, then show us a sign that this rock opens and a she camel with full days, I mean ready to give birth, she should come out of the rock, and then she should give birth to another young baby camel, then we will believe you. So they try to imagine something which is impossible of the impossibles. I mean, how can a rock have a she-camel and that she-camel also pregnant with the full days, and as soon as she comes out, she gives birth to a baby. And so Hazrat Saleh, he was just a messenger. I mean, he said that okay, he did not give any reply, but very soon he said that okay, whatever I hear you had asked, I mean, Allah is going to do it for you. And then one day, whenever the time was appointed between them, because these things are not very much, again I say that Quran don't write them in a dramatic shape. I did not put a lot of details, I mean, but we can understand from our side. I mean, maybe there should be some day, I mean, that so that people can gather and everyone can witness, because if Allah is going to provide a miracle to them, then they should witness the miracle. So on that day, the rock, the mountain opens, and a she camel out of that mountain, and the she camel gave birth to a child. And when they see this, all of this from their own eyes, still they say that this is now, because when this is what happens generally. I mean, it is do not take this shape, but generally, whenever the people who don't believe, so what they do is that they just put you through wrong examples. They ask you to why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? And once you do this, they say, no, 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 you have not done this in the proper way. You have done this in some other way. So what these people of Thamud says to her Saleh, they say that we don't believe you because maybe you are a magician and you did it through some magic. So they asked for something, and when that thing was done exactly how they said, they still did not believe, because they didn't. They basically they do not want to change whatever they were doing. I mean, this is the biggest message, that if you find something which is you feel that it's true, then you should be ready to adapt the change. Changing is very difficult thing, but one must change. So they did not change. So what Hazrat Saleh, uh, because what it's done generally, I mean, what we have seen in Quran, that when a nation asks for a miracle and the miracle is provided to them, and if still they don't believe, then Allah sent its punishment. And before the punishment, the good people, the Prophet and his followers, they are asked to leave the area. And they leave the area, and the remaining area, a punishment is sent to the area, and then the people are all destroyed. So this was like what happened before. I mean, it does not happen now in this era. We are the Ummah of Muhammad, and our Prophet's Ummah will not be wiped out through any this kind of thing. So this is one of the mercy of Allah on us, so that we are the Ummah of the last Prophet. So because it's the Ummah of last Prophet, so it cannot be wiped out. But we should be also good. I mean, we should learn from these things, that what was the bad thing being done by some of the guys. These all of these are just, that's why Quran mentions these things, and Quran don't mention these things as a story, because a story is something else. I mean, sometimes you just take a story and you take it as a story only. I mean, these kind of stories, you should take some messages, some guidance, that these people were doing these bad things, so we should avoid those bad things, because Allah will not wipe out, but Allah will can send any other punishment. Allah will ask us on the day of judgment, that when I have told you all the stories of the previous nations, and why do you follow the previous nations when you know that those nations got my punishment as well? Why didn't you follow the footsteps of my messengers who were telling them towards the right path? So we should learn the good things of these stories. We should not take it as a mere story and just for a 5 minute 10 minutes entertainment. It should be a guidance for us. So, like we know that the people of Samud, they did not listen, they were doing whatever bad things, they did not refrain from it. So then Quran is don't go in any detail, and it used some different words here that how these people were punished, but like it was like a earthquake, it was like a big sound, it was like the things were being shaken. Uh, so if you see these pictures, you can feel that if it was an earthquake, because then it was very controlled earthquake, because Allah Ta'ala can bring any kind of earthquake. I mean, because the rocks, the main rocks, they did not fell. I mean, but maybe it was an earthquake because, like here in some of the pictures, you can feel that the area has gone through some demolitions. So, but I don't know. I mean, we don't know what exactly happens. But what we learned from Quran, that there was either there was some earthquake and then there was a big sound as well. And we know that the sound also has very big power, because these people, they were living inside the mountains and they thought that no calamity can harm them because they are very safe. But as we know that sound can reach anywhere. I mean, and if you produce sound, the shock waves that we know now, you can provide, you can make shock waves in the upper atmosphere, and that shock wave, it can break the hearts of the people. I mean, people can die of that shock wave. So sound waves are also very powerful, and it can kill people. I mean, very easily. So either there was some kind of earthquake as well, so that they become afraid, because they're living inside the mountain. So any earthquake will shake their hearts, and then a big sound can maybe kill them or whatever. I mean, we don't need to go in that detail, but like like what happens is that all of the things that they made were not destroyed, they were put as it is, because this was a main path of travel. People used to travel from here, and when people will travel, they will see that, okay, a big nation, very powerful nation, who used to live here and who was very strong, and they were very tyrant, and they used to loot people, and they used to not to give peace but to give corruption in the land. And then within a matter of seconds, the whole nation was wiped out because they did not follow the guidance of Allah. So this is the main crux of this Samud story. So let's go further. This picture on the right, this is the old train station. This was made by Usmani Turks, because at the time of Turks, they had made this big train system. This was their proposed train system, which was going to be complete like this. That they were they had connected this. You see, this small part is here shown to you, like Palestine, this area, Haifa and Nablus. This all Palestine was also connected here, and from Damascus, this train goes from Damascus to Amman, and from here to Tabook, and then Madain Saleh, and then it reaches up to Medina. So this was a train at the time of the Usmani people. They made this train in start of 1900, almost 1900. Okay, this is saying 1914. They started building in 1901, basically. So this was, this is, here you see, this is Madain Saleh, and this is Al Ula. So this Madain Saleh, if you see, this has a bigger station. This station was, you can say, a kind of main station, a bigger station, and here is the Madain Saleh station. There's a platform inside, and then there is they are converting it into some kind of hotels. You can have a coffee here, and there's one train also. You can see this. When I reached at this place, it was almost Maghrib time, so they don't allow anyone to go inside at Maghrib time. So at Maghrib time, they close all the area and the police is there. Now I have heard that they are planning to open it for visitors, but when I reached at this place, it was not like that. So this picture is not taken by me. This I have taken it from Wikipedia. This is also inside that area. I mean, it is behind that train station, but because of Maghrib, they did not allow me to go there. This is very famous place. This is also something that some people they misinterpret. They think it is maybe part of Petra. This is not part of Petra. Petra is somewhere. Petra is maybe somewhere here near Amman because this is Madain Saleh. So Petra is in Jordan, and this area. This area was unexplored before 1900. I mean, when Petra was discovered by British in almost the start of 19th century, like I think in 1820 or 1825, somewhere like that. So after that time, when they discovered Petra and they unearthed Petra, and after almost 30, 40, maybe 50 years in 1870 or 80, someone, because he came to know that there was Thamud people living in Al Hijr area and these kind of things. But Al Hijr is mentioned in the Quran as well. So one British person, uh, because there was this was a train station as well. So train used to pass by. So he lived here in Madain Saleh for almost 2-3 months, and then this guy. You can Google his name very easily. He's mentioned in the Wikipedia as well. So he discovered this in almost 1870, 1880. So and then Turks they made this railway line as well, almost in the same era. Before that, this was from very initially. I mean, from many years before, this is a normal trade path. A lot of trade caravan, because all the trade between Europe and India, it used to happen from this area. Like from India, they used to come up to Yemen, and from Yemen they take this route because this sea route was blocked. So that's why they used to take this road caravan. So this was a very, you can say, very busy highway. That's why the people on the highway they can manipulate and they can abuse their position and they can let the people, I mean, suffer. But that is what the Samud people used to do. So I think it's what should be a good lesson for you. I added a lot of things in this video. I give you some history, some things from Quran, some things to remember, some things to take lesson that we should do good because this life is not this life should not be just ended here, but we will end here should be only one part of our life. The major part, the main part will start when we will die, and then when we will be resurrected again, and then we will be asked that what we have been doing while we were in this world. So we should be good, we should do good, and we should always remember Allah, that how Allah has guided His people and how He has provided all the sustenance to us, so that we should be obedient, thankful, and we should worship only the one who has created it and the one who has provided the sustenance to us. So see you in my some next video. Because I think I will make, because I had traveled a lot in a lot of places, so now I'm going to make these kind of videos as well. So keep watching, keep liking, do subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video. Okay, bye.